William Shakespeare's Macbeth is a dark and gripping tale that dives deep into the human heart, exposing its flaws and dangers. Through the tragic story of Macbeth, a brave warrior turned murderous king, Shakespeare warns us about timeless truth that still echo today. Here are five powerful lessons from the play, exploring the dangers of blind ambition, trusting the wrong voices, the haunting grip of guilt, the corruption nature, and how violence only breeds more violence. The danger of blind ambition. Macbeth starts as a loyal and courageous soldier, respected by all. But when the three witches plant the seed of ambition in his mind, telling him he'll become king, something shifts. The small spark of desire glows into a raging fire. Macbeth's ambition blinds him to reason, loyalty, and even his own moral compass. He starts dreaming of the crown, not caring about the cost. His wife, Lady Macbeth, fans the flames, pushing him to murder King Duncan to seize the throne. This blind ambition leads Macbeth down a path of destruction. He doesn't stop to think about the consequences or question if the crown is worth the blood on his hands. His hunger for power consumes him, turning him into someone he barely recognizes. Shakespeare shows us that ambition isn't inherently bad, but when it's unchecked, when it blinds you to right or wrong, it can lead to ruin. Macbeth's story warns us to keep our desire in check and to think carefully about what we're chasing and why. Trusting the wrong voices. The witch's prophecy is the match that lights Macbeth's ambition, but it's their cryptic words that keep him hooked. They speak in riddles, promising greatness but never revealing the true nature of the prophecy. Macbeth chooses to trust their vague predictions, letting their voices guide his actions. Then there's Lady Macbeth, who manipulates him by questioning his courage and manhood, nudging him towards murder. These voices, whether supernatural or human, lead Macbeth astray because he doesn't question them. Shakespeare's warning here is clear. Be careful who you listen to. Not every voice offering advice or promises has your best interests at heart. The witches and Lady Macbeth exploit Macbeth's weaknesses, and he falls for it because he doesn't pause to think critically. In our own lives, we are surrounded by voices, friends, media, or even our own doubts that can steer us wrong if we trust them blindly. Macbeth reminds us to weigh advice carefully and trust our own judgment. Guilt will haunt you. Once Macbeth kills Duncan, he expects to feel powerful. Instead, guilt creeps in like a shadow he can't escape. He hears voices accusing him, saying, Macbeth shall sleep no more. His conscience torments him, making him paranoid and restless. Lady Macbeth, who seemed so cold and calculating, isn't immune either. Her guilt drives her to sleepwalk, trying to wash imaginary blood from her bloody hands, crying, out damn spot. Their crimes weigh heavy on their souls, proving that no one escapes the consequences of their actions. Shakespeare shows us that guilt is a relentless pursuer. You can run from it, hide from it or try to justify your wrongs, but it will catch up. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth's guilt doesn't just haunt their minds, it destroys their peace, their relationship, and ultimately their lives. The lesson is simple: doing wrong might feel like a shortcut to what you want, but the guilt that follows can be a punishment all its own. Power corrupts absolutely. When Macbeth becomes king, he doesn't find the satisfaction he expected. Instead, the power he fought so hard for twists him. He becomes paranoid, obsessed with keeping his throne. He orders the murderers for his friend Banquo and Banquo's son Flengen, fearing they threaten his legacy. He rules through fear, not respect, alienating everyone around him. The more power Macbeth gains, the more ruthless and isolated he becomes, proving the old saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Shakespeare's warning here cuts deep. Power can change people, make them forget who they are or what they once valued. Macbeth's descent shows how the pursuit of power can strip away humanity, leaving only suspicion and cruelty. It's a reminder to stay grounded no matter how high we climb, and to remember the power used selfishly often comes at a terrible cost, not just to others, but to ourselves. Violence begets violence. Macbeth's first act of violence, killing Duncan, sets off a chain reaction. To cover his crime, he kills the king's guards. To secure his throne, he targets Banquo and Flengen. When he feels threatened again, he orders the slaughter of Macduff's entire family. Each act of violence spirals into more bloodshed, creating enemies and fueling rebellion. By the end, Macbeth's kingdom is crumbling and he faces an army led by those seeking revenge for his crimes. His violence comes full circle, leading to his own death at Macduff's hands. Shakespeare's message is stark. Violence only breeds more violence. Solving problems with blood doesn't bring peace. It creates a cycle of destruction that's hard to break. Macbeth's story warns us that restoring to one, whether physical or emotional, rarely ends well. It's a call to seek better ways to resolve conflicts because violence only deepens the wound. Macbeth is more than a story of one man's fall, it's a mirror held up to humanity. Through Macbeth's tragic journey, Shakespeare warns us about the dangers lurking within our own desires and choices. Blind ambition can lead us off a cliff, trusting the wrong voices can steer us into darkness, guilt will haunt us, power can corrupt us, and violence only multiplies our troubles. These lessons, written centuries ago, still ring true, arguing us to tread carefully, question wisely, and hold fast to our moral compass. Lest we, like Macbeth, lose ourselves in the pursuit of what we think we want.